take that long today. All right, so this is the chapter we saw in the last week, the art movement from the modern art to the postmodern. So we learned the abstract expressionist of the New York school and the pop art in the 60s and 70s and the photorealism and the, with the chalk clothes of the photorealism and the minimalism with the Donald Jude and the installation art also arose in the 60s and 70s in the United States, and the conceptual art and the video art with the name Jim Peck, who is a father of the video art. And lastly, we saw the feminism with the Judy Chicago. And today, we're gonna see the the postmodern art. So over the course of the 1970s, it became clear to many people that ideas about art that seems to have been in place for much of the modern era were eroding, and that something different was taking their place. So this new climate of thought came to be called postmodernism. So, I'm sorry. So the term postmodern was first used to describe architecture, this one, such as Rancho Piano and Richard Rogers's Georges Pompidou National Center of Art and Culture in Paris. So we're gonna see two postmodern and contemporary artists today. So we're gonna just watch their work videos today. So the first artist is Damien Hirst. So Damien Steve Hirst is an English artist, entrepreneur, and art collector. He is one of the young British artists who dominated the art scene in the United Kingdom during the 1990s. He is reportedly the United Kingdom's richest living artist. So this is his work. The most of Damien Hirst's works are focused on death since his father's death. And his works are very profound and give us thought about life and death. So all his works are related to the life and death in a different ways. Sometimes he's using a real live creature, like real insects or animals. This work is For the Love of God. So this is a sculpture by the artist Damien Hirst, produced in 2007. It consists of a platinum cast of an 18th century human skull encrusted with 8,601 flawless diamonds, including the pear-shaped pink diamond located in the forehead that is known as the skull star diamond. So I'm gonna share a video which is running for the 15 minutes to see his diverse work in a special exhibition in the Tate Museum in London. And you will see his amazing artistic conceptual of the statement, and you will see the diverse works related to his concept of the life and death.
My name is Adam Gallagher, and I'm curator of this Damien Hirst exhibition at Tate. We're about 4 weeks into the installation. It's a really complicated installation, so there's a lot of work to be done. And we've got about a week or so to go, but we're going to walk round, just talk about the pieces that are up and explain the chronology of the way the show runs through.
I was saying that in here there's lots of things that I'm embarrassed about. Or things that I probably didn't want to put in, but then...
But they're important to show what follows.
Yeah, like, you and Nick talked me into it, really.
Yeah.
I completely hated them when I made them. But then I think, looking back, they do sort of make sense to the spot paintings, which I never really made that connection before. It was like the same colours in the pans or in the butterfly paintings in and out of love, or, you know, I wanted those, you know, bright, happy colours continually.
And then with Dead Head, which is like you when you're 16.
Wow, we've got a lot in this room, haven't we?
I know.
I forgot about that, yeah. Yeah, that was a photograph in the mortuary. Not in the mortuary, it was in the anatomy school, yeah. Yeah, so it wasn't really an artwork, it was just a photograph, but then I made it into an artwork when I started getting a bit of a reputation for being the deaf guy. It seems smaller to me now.
Really?
It's weird. Yeah, nasty piece.
Yeah.
There was just a desire to make art that was more real and about something important. You know, I kept thinking, I love minimal art, but I kept thinking it's not about anything, and it sort of, you know, kept frustrating me. So in a way, the cabinets worked like a box to protect things, so I took that a bit further and just, you know, I just thought I'm gonna own this space or something, you know. And to, you know, in a way it was to, you know, you wanted to pull people in, but then keep them out at the same time.
Yeah.
I always just thought, you know, you should never let lack of money get in the way of an idea or of, you know, something like that. And then obviously when I was a kid, I'd seen Jaws. I thought, why can't we do a big shark? I just immediately thought it's got to be big enough to eat you, and then in a volume of liquid that would be big enough to frighten you. Because the fear of it, you know, I remember walking through Richard Serra at the Saatchi Gallery and just thinking halfway through, God, this could fall on me and kill me. And sort of having being physically frightened of a sculpture. You know, the fear of these sharks is an unreasonable fear, but it's a good way to kind of tap into that fear of death, which is probably a reasonable fear. And large volumes of water are quite frightening anyway, in their own right.
And what did you think when you finally saw it? Was it the effect you wanted to achieve?
Yeah, it was like do-do-do, do-do-do-do-do-do. That's like the Jaws music.
So the acquired inability to escape, was that the first work that you made using cigarettes?
Yeah, I think it probably was.
And then afterwards came the rows of stubbed out.
Yeah, I got asked in an interview recently where they said to me, you said in an interview, because I don't smoke anymore, they said you once said you don't trust people who don't smoke.
Did you say that?
Yeah, I did in an interview, yeah. And they said, what do you say now? And I said, I don't trust people who do. Do you still smoke? Yeah. I love you, really.
So in and out of love.
If you can see people as flies, you can see them as butterflies as well. So I thought I'd got to go the other way, like I was saying, where you kind of say, well, butterflies are beautiful as well. But then it's not beautiful if you look closely, because it's not beautiful for the insects. It's getting trapped in the paint.
Yeah, so there is that horror that they're actually...
Yeah, so I remember when I painted the edges of them in there, trying to make them look like they'd struggled and flapped about and just got stuck.
And then the live room, the live butterflies, I mean, when I first saw that, thinking, what is he doing? Creating this environment with butterflies flying around and actually hatching out of canvases.
I still don't know what I was doing. Originally, I had bred butterflies in my bedroom at the time, so I was like, you know, hatching them all out, and I tried to learn all about it. Yeah, I mean, I think when we started redoing it, I was a bit worried, because I thought maybe I'd, you know, you kind of romanticise things from the past. I haven't seen it for so long, I thought maybe it was just like walking around stepping on butterflies, and it was all an illusion, and it never really worked, and didn't look good, but it's great to see it back together with the butterflies flying around and happy.
Yeah.
So nice to go in there, but then so nice to get out. But they look great.
Oh, fantastic.
You know, with the pharmacy installation, I wanted to get a pharmacy and put it into an art gallery, but one way you actually think you are in a pharmacy. And then, you know, just to not even confuse you, just makes you question everything. And when I originally showed it, when people went into the gallery, they kind of came in and then thought they were in their pharmacy, so they got back in the elevator, and everybody got stuck in the elevators and kept coming in and saying, "Where's the art?"
Because it was in the gallery on...
Yeah, but I love art that does that. I love art that kind of confused you or made you not sure, or, you know, you didn't know where the art was, but in a humorous way rather than a kind of heavy way, you know.
Yeah.
Amazing, because the paints, they're household paints, but I think they're really good
They
now.
look really fresh.
I used to be depressed when they stopped, because they're great making them, great fun making them, and then when it stops, they're great, and then you kind of love it for a few weeks, and then you sort of know it, and it's like you just want to make another one.
So if you've got emotion into it.
Yeah, but I remember thinking about that motion as well, and thinking it's the motion of the planet, it's the motion of the atoms in our bodies, it's, it's that circular motion of everything.
And we're going to show them this room with living in a world of desire.
Loving in a world of desire.
Loving in a world of desire.
Although living in a world of desire is a good title as well. I could have done two.
You could too.
Living in a world of desire. Yeah, it's going to be quite crowded this room, but fun.
Yeah, and a different pace completely.
Kids will love it.
And then we go back into the main room.
When I first did the first spot paintings, I did it as an endless series, and then I thought I should name them after drugs, and I got a book of drugs. I thought I'm going to do every drug under the sun, every drug known to man, for every painting, so it became this endless, infinite series. And I love that idea conceptually. I actually thought I'll start an endless series, but I'll stop somewhere. And, but then I just keep coming up with other ideas where, this is a huge one, and it looks, it's totally different to one with 4 spots. So actually, the difference in the paintings was so great that I just kept making them, and then come up with another idea and making another.
Mother and Child Divided, but that was the first piece where you cut the animals in half. So you see the internal organs as well as the hide or the skin.
I love that inside outside, where you get to see the inside and the outside. So it's whole, but it's dead.
Were you consciously alluding to Christianity when you talked about the titles being My Mother and Child?
Christianity, I don't know about it. So
subconsciously.
Well, I was brought up as a Catholic till I was 12, so it's like all that stuff goes in there. But it's quite difficult, I think. And I wasn't directly. I love stories from anywhere. So, I wanted to sort of play with the viewer. So if somebody says to me, "Is that religious?" I'd be saying, "Well, what do you think?"
Yeah.
I believe it's a great thing to play with.
Well, you suggest a range of belief systems like science.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. So, I did this series called prints called New Religion, which are very scientific. And I think science is a new religion, really.
Yeah.
Well, after I'd done pharmacy, I was kind of hijacking everything from all
scientific
world, yeah.
So you moved from that white coated wooden cabinet that you used in medicine cabinets and in pharmacy into these more really polished stainless steel. Clinical.
It's clinical, but they have that fear again as well. The same sort of fear you get in the shark and you get from these.
Yeah.
It's like,
Well, the instruments.
they're all afraid of surgical instruments.
But why do we feel kind of comforted by medicine, and yet surgery makes us terrified, and that they're both supposed to help cure you?
Yeah, I suppose it's a kind of invasive procedure, isn't it?
Exactly.
I found an old Victorian tea tray, which had the base of it under glass. That kind of, somebody in Victorian times had put butterflies in it. And it just looked great. And I thought, wow, if you did those big, they're like kaleidoscopes, and the kaleidoscopes are amazing anyway.
Yeah.
So, and then when we started looking at stained glass windows, I did this one, which was like the first one called Doorways to the Kingdom of Heaven, where I did them actually like stained glass windows. remember reading that somewhere in an article, and they were saying that flagellation is one of the doorways to the kingdom of heaven, or prayer is another one, and they were like all these things.
So the flies that are buzzing around in 1,000 years, here you harness them and adhere to the canvas. It's like a tradition of the monochrome, a black painting.
From a distance, you just think it's a black monochrome. It looks like tar or paint.
Yeah.
And then really, it's not until you get to about here that you realise it's flies. And when you're that close and you realise it's flies, it's pretty scary.
Yeah.
Because you just think, there's a lot of death.
And then we're going to walk into the room that's bringing together the work that was made at the time of Sotheby's auction. So you created this wallpaper specifically for this room, but it's based on the catalogue?
Yeah, I made this wallpaper from the inside of the catalogues.
And the Kingdom was one of the 2 pieces in the sale that had a special little booklet for itself.
Yeah, exactly.
It's one of the key pieces from the sale. And it's another shark, something that you made very early on, and then 2008 you returned to it. And everything in the sale in a way is a kind of return.
Yeah, I made everything in that. Yeah, I wanted everything in the sale to be 2008 and just have like this big, huge, it was kind of like an event, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, so this room, the final room, she's got the incomplete truth in it. Yeah, so very religious. I think I've become a religious artist somewhere, although I deny it all the time.
But when you use this title, The Incomplete Truth, what were you suggesting?
I've always loved those statements. They never let the truth get in the way of a good story.
Yeah.
And, I think when you attach that to religion, it shows a lot of resonance.
But the symbol of the dove is like, it's both a secular symbol of peace.
Yeah, when you look at it, it looks like a dove flying in the sky, but it's actually a dove trapped in liquid. So it's like it has hope, but it doesn't have hope. But art can give us hope, I think, but religion can't.
But you like all these words that say one thing and then deny it at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, I don't think there are answers. I think there are only questions. And I think it's for viewers to decide what the answers are.
Yeah. All right, that was Damien Hirst. How do you think about his work?
Oh my goodness. Wow.
He's a very intelligent artist, right? So his works are so gives us like lots of thought-provoking work styles about the life and death in a variety of ways. He's an amazing artist. All right, so now we just saw a British artist. Now we're gonna see an American contemporary artist. So Matthew Barney is an American contemporary artist and director who works in the fields of sculpture, film, photography, and drawing, and whose works explore and combining connections between geography, biology, geology, and mythology, as well as themes of conflict and failure. So Barney created 5 videos in a series he titled the Cremaster Cycle, named for a muscle in the male reproductive system. The videos are filled with odd characters engaged in unusual behavior with no master plot or dialogue. Barney plays many of the characters like this. On overarching theme is creation, including human reproduction. In this photograph from the Cremaster for the first video, Barney presents himself as a satyr, the mythological creature who is part man, part goat. The character is inspired by a type of ram that lives on England's Isle of Man, where the film is set. So I'm gonna show you the Cremaster Cycles trailer video. So the story is about the the conflict and the failure for the of the someone's actually everyone So it looks like kind of harder to understand, but just watch the video and then remind that the main theme is conflict and failure, then it will be better to understand his this video's story. All right, that's the end. How was that? It's kind of odd, right?
Yeah, it's a little weird.
Yeah, very.
It's kind of creepy.
So probably most of felt like it's hard to understand. Uh, so here is a discussion related to the video we just watched together. So again, that video is about the conflict and the failure. Please rewatch the video. It's in the model room discussion 15.1, and then write a brief discussion about his work. And please write your experience of the failure, your experience, and how to overcome it. So that's today's topic. And we have something to talk about, there is a final sketchbook submission. The submissions deadline is coming up. So when you go to week 15, then you will see the final sketchbook submission title, and please click it and to see the final sketchbook submission turning page. And above this turning page, you will see the PDF file link. And when you click this, you can download the final sketchbook submission form. Then you will see this file when you download the form. So I've already made the form for you, so you can just write your name on the cover page, and then check all the sketchbook projects, and then you can just finish your artwork and then copy and paste in this form. So we did like the logo design in week 2, and asymmetrical drawing in week 4, and collage in week 6, photography work in week 8, morphing drawing in week 9, and perspective drawing in week 11, and the last one, transformational self-portrait drawing in week 13. So we've done 7 pieces so far, not the 8 pieces. I'm sorry about that. And for the last work, you have to paste the 2 images of the self-portrait drawing, like the representational style and the non-representational style. And each page requires you to write the short description. It doesn't need to be long. Now you can just write a couple of sentences about your work. How do you make it and why you make it like that. It can be just as simple. And when you're ready to upload your file, please go to the week 15 and find the final sketchbook submission turning page and click it and post it. So the deadline is by next Monday midnight, and please submit it on time, because next week is going to be the final week, so you don't have enough time to do the all together. And you must submit at least, I'm sorry, this is the wrong information, the 5 of 7 pieces. And so if you submit the 5 pieces, 5 finished artwork, then you will get the full point on this sketchbook, this final sketchbook submission grade. And if you submit all the 7 pieces, the completed artworks, then you will get the extra credit to upgrade your final grade. So this is really good opportunity to upgrade your grade. So please keep in mind. Any question about this final sketchbook submission?
I have a question.
I'm sorry.
So are we supposed to like take a picture of the work and submit it to that?
Yeah, take a picture and then paste your
Put it there.
yes artwork
Okay.
for each slide. Yep.
Okay.
So after we do the slide, how do we send it to the other page?
Other page? What do you mean?
Oh, we send it straight from here.
Yes.
Okay, because I did mine, but I need to put a short description, so I may need to do it again. Would I be able to open it back up or no?
So did you make them in one file?
I put them in each block, like you just said.
Okay.
But
Keep
go
saying.
ahead. I'm sorry.
So in that case, you've already made your work. Then you can just write the short description on a separate page, and then can you edit in your the completed file? Is that?
I was trying to open it so I can edit it, but it's
It didn't work.
It's not showing me my work that I did already, that I sent.
Okay. That's weird. Do you want me to send this form to your email? So, no.
I see the form.
Okay.
but it's a blank form. Do you want me to redo it and send it? Would that be okay?
Oh, yes, of course.
Okay, I'll resend it.
Okay.
Wait, and where do I have to click to find this again? This
So go,
PowerPoint thing?
go to week 15, this one. This fine.
Okay, I see it.
Yeah, when you click this, it's automatically downloaded.
Okay.
And one more thing. So I'm gonna show you my previous students' final sketchbook submission file. So we didn't do the same artworks with them, but you can just check the final quality of the artwork.
Okay.
Yeah, it might help you to finish your artwork. So he just made like this, so just finish your artwork and the coloring, okay, as you need it, this. And he just added a couple of sentences to explain his work. It doesn't need to be complicated, it doesn't need to be fancy, as you've already posted your artworks description in the Moodle room, so you can just copy and paste it in this form from the Moodle room. It doesn't matter. This is it. And let me share one more sample. So she finished like this. Like that. So these students are have the full point for this sketchbook project. So as you can see, it's not really hard to finish your artwork. Okay, and then we are going to take the final exam next week. So next Monday, we're going to review all the chapters for the final. Please do not miss it, and please don't be late. And then on Wednesday at 2:25, you're going to take the final in the Moodle room, just like the midterm. All right. Any other questions?